Hello everybody, my name is Shelly. If you are new here, welcome. I would love it if you guys subscribed and become part of my family. Today we are going through the Peachy palette from CColor Cosmetics. It's a dupe for a more famous brand, and that's what the palette looks like. We're gonna ask ourselves, can a lady of a certain age who's not a makeup artist come up with 3 looks in this one palette? This was a special request from somebody that was feeling a little bit uninspired. If you're at all interested, please stay tuned. I had a conversation with someone recently and they were asking about the CColor Cosmetics Cherry palette, which I don't think I said in my original video. It actually smells like cherries. It's actually really good. So I've already done the 3 looks with one palette with the cherry palette, so I'm gonna set that aside. Then she asked if I had any of the older CColor Cosmetics ones, like any of the peachy ones. And I have 3 of them, because I think I have every single CColor Cosmetics palette there is out there. So I'm just going to show you the 3 different peachy palettes and kind of what they're dupes for. So this particular one is the Peach R Royal, and I haven't actually even opened it yet, but that's what it looks like. And it should be a dupe for the Kylie Cosmetics Royal Peach palette. And then the Peach 2 palette looks like that. And that I think is the dupe for the Too Faced Latte palette, I think. And then there's the Peachy palette, which is the one in question. And it looks like this. And this should be a dupe for the Too Faced White Peach palette. So there's a couple challenges with this. If you look at just that, that's a lot of light colors. And you really only have 2 dark shades, one of them being kind of a black and one of them being a glitter. So the challenge is, can we get 3 looks with this one palette? Can we get 3 looks that a woman of a certain age would leave the house in? So that's always kind of the challenge. That's what we try to do here on this channel. I'm gonna do what I normally do, which is play some music, speed you up, point out the colors as I go, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it in a few minutes. Just in case I didn't say it earlier, I have never dipped into this palette. I literally just took the plastic sleeve off of it. Here's my thoughts on this peachy eyeshadow palette from CColor Cosmetics. First off, yes, there are a lot of lighter shades. And so if you're fair complected, fair haired, I think that there's something really beautiful and simple and sweet about just a gentle wash of color. And I think with this, you have a bunch of those options. I mean, you've got kind of a sherbet orange in there. You've got more of kind of a soft peach color. You've got a few golds. You've got these colors right here that definitely, if you just want a wash of color, maybe follow it up with some, you know, simple soft brown eyeliner, some brown mascara. I think it's a very clean, fresh look. Definitely a spring/summer look when you just want something light and fresh and natural. So I definitely see that. I do think that they've laid it out pretty interesting. Like, I immediately gravitate towards these ones down here because I tend to go darker anyway. And as you noticed, I actually mixed a couple of these colors together because they didn't give me a brown in here. And normally I would use a brown or a darker, richer color to kind of smoke out my eye. But what I did is mix the two just to kind of soften the black a little bit, and then just went right into the outer corner just to give my eye just a slight bit more dimension. I think for me with hooded eyelids, if I go too light up here, it's just makes that eyelid look heavy, makes my eyes look smaller, makes me look tired. That's something I find with a lot of lighter color eyeshadows. If I have it too far up, it just makes me look tired. I look in the mirror and I go, wow, you look tired. And then people say, wow, are you feeling okay? And that's not really what I do. But that's just for me, that's my coloring, my eye shape. Everybody's eye shape is different. Does this smell a little bit like peach? Not a lot, but a little bit. I use some of these colors, dipped into one of these. These colors really kind of interest me the most. That's more of my kind of go-to date night look. I'm going to use these colors here in the middle to create kind of a softer sort of sweater weather kind of look. Do I like this? Do I think it works for work? Yeah, I think so. I would absolutely leave the house like this. Whether it's for just a simple kind of go run some errands, or maybe like a softer kind of no makeup day, or just for going to work, I think this is perfectly fine. There's nothing wow, crazy. I think the comment was feeling uninspired by this palette. I get that. I think you have to just know that this is a palette that can be a go-to when you don't want to look like you're trying too hard. This is my take on it. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. I went in with a little bit of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy foundation, little tiny bit just to kind of give it a more of a smooth canvas to start with. I actually didn't use any foundation today. I'm trying to kind of try some new techniques where I'm going a little bit lighter and showing a little bit more of my natural skin. So I will kind of keep you guys posted on that, but let's go in with a little bit more of kind of just a pretty different look than the work look. These colors are very light. They're almost too light for me personally. Can you get a look? Yes, there's no doubt you can finagle a look out of it here. I find myself dipping into this black, which kind of washes out almost a gray. So these colors that I used in this kind of look right here are actually very cool toned. And so the mixing in this black to kind of deepen up my crease a little bit, it worked. So I think, yeah, you can get a warm peachy kind of color or look. You can get a kind of a cooler, sort of more pinky color, almost bordering on lilac when you blend that black in with the pink. I mean, it's not quite as lavender as my sweater. I can tell you that they don't build a lot color-wise. I didn't touch up my makeup all the way before before I started talking. So, you know, the colors don't necessarily build up darker, but they're not dark in here. So you can't really expect them to build like super dark. I did go into this shimmer, first of all, with just a dry finger, and then I moistened my finger a little bit with a setting spray just to see if it would go on more bold, more metallic, more something. And I think it built up a little bit. It's just a wash of color. You know, when I think of like fun makeup look, like the non-work makeup look, this isn't necessarily what I come up with. in my head, I think of things a little bit more vibrant because I've been really getting out of my comfort zone and really going more vibrant. This isn't a vibrant look. This is just a soft, pretty spin on the same thing. I did use one of the Ulta Beauty gel eyeliners in the color Plum. Here's my thoughts with this palette so far. The first eye look and this eye look, if you're gonna do a bold red lip, a bold purple lip, a bold magenta lip, a bold any lip, then you can do softer with the eyeshadow. And if your eye shape doesn't start to fold and downturn and you can get away with doing a black winged eyeliner, I think that's such a classic, glamorous look. You can get that with this palette. I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna try to come back with a date night look. And I'm gonna try to get into a couple of the other colors. I mean, I haven't used every color in this palette yet, so I'm gonna try to use some of the colors I haven't used yet. I'll be right back. Okay, back all cleaned up. Smoky date night look is done. Definitely a smoky, darker, sultrier. If you like the dark indigos, the purples, the dark blues, that type of thing, this color actually went on okay. I have a couple thoughts on it though, as far as the formula goes. When I used a brush on it, I used kind of a fluffier brush, and then I used a little firmer, you know, shorter type, more precision brush. The brushes, I think the precision brush, the firmer brush went on pretty well. I think if you were to use a more flat, densely packed brush to do a lid brush, it might be better. When I used a fluffier brush, it just gave me a wash of color. It didn't actually seem to really deposit it on there. It did make a mess though. I had blue all the way down here that I had to clean up. So be advised of that. It does make a mess in the palette. Like if you dip into, like just for fun, let's just look at this here. Dip into this color here. And then look. Can you see all that? Kind of chalky, but it actually kind of works because everything blended out really well. And I think that's kind of one of the beautiful things about the CColor Cosmetics is while it does kind of make a mess in the pan, you might get some kick up, it really does blend seamlessly. I didn't have any skipping. I didn't have any patchiness. I do feel like the colors, some of the colors aired on the more chalky, kind of cooler side. This is a palette, I can see myself using this palette on weekends or during weeks where I want just a little something. So I think you could actually probably use these colors and kind of smoke it up for date night, go from work to date. I think this is a good palette for that. I actually don't mind this palette. I'm not upset or disappointed by this palette. It's not, the reason why I hadn't done anything with it before is because I wasn't as excited about this as I have been about some other ones. Do I like this look? Would I wear this? Absolutely. In fact, I kind of want to take more of this brighter kind of shimmer right here and just put a pop right on my eyelid. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay. That might have even elevated a little bit more. Might even like that too. Okay, you guys. I hope this video was helpful. Just as a reminder, I'm not affiliated. I'm not sponsored. I'm not endorsed by anybody. I'm not even a monetized channel. I just do this for the fun because I like to ask the question, can I get 3 looks out of one palette? Is a lady of a certain age who's not a makeup artist capable of pulling 3 looks out of a single palette? And is that palette a good value? The CColor Cosmetics, man, the quality is very consistent. I had heard some things about these tins not being as good as some like the cardboard boxes. I'm not upset about this. If you are more on the fairer, lighter colors, or if you like to rock a bold lip and a lighter eye with some black wing eyeliner, this is a great palette. I don't have any problem with this. I'll actually use this again. So, okay, you guys, leave me a comment down below. What did you think of these looks? Does that help you get over your analysis paralysis of what to do with this palette? Is it what you expect? Do you have the Too Faced palette? Do you have the same kind of results? I'm just kind of curious. Leave me a comment down below on what kind of palettes you want to see next. I have every single CColor Cosmetics palette there is. I have a lot of other palettes. I don't even want to tell you how many palettes I have. I'm just kind of going through my stack. I did hear somebody stepping out of their comfort zone and using more yellows. I thought it might be kind of fun to do 3 or 4 different looks using yellow with other colors, just to kind of play around with that. Does that interest you guys at all? The other thing I wanted to ask you guys is, how do you guys feel about the full face of a single brand? Physicians Formula, e.l.f., ColourPop, those types of things. Do you guys like the full face of a single brand? And if so, leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see. All right, you guys, I hope you guys are all doing well. And until the next video, bye for now. Like, I mean,